And I think information to the elected legislative body is very important. Even were it to be my item, I would hope that Commissioner Cabrera and others would have access to that information on something as important as an authority we've delegated to a fellow commissioner. So I just want to be clear that if you have information, it's a little bit disconcerting to receive it, less than 24 hours before. And it's happened before. I haven't said anything about it, but moving forward, I will, because if we're going to be efficient and we're going to be transparent, everybody's got to be efficient. Everybody's got to be transparent. So, the result is fine, and I'm supportive of it, and I'll be voting for it, but I want to make sure that everybody understands it. And if it's a matter of lack of communication between you and one of us, then that's fine. And there are times that it's legitimate to give us something at the last moment. And I'll talk about this with one of the other motions that's coming up that I'm also not going to support because it eliminates transparency and information. But if one can get the information earlier, then one can be much better prepared to make that decision. In this case, it's not the case, but the process is what I'm concerned about here, okay? So it's not the end result, but the process. I'll be supportive of it.
Thank you, Commissioner Bermudez, and I couldn't agree more on other items. I think on this one, though, we delegated authority to Commissioner Cabrera, so I want to say that's probably why they were maybe just dealing with him, but I do agree on other items. Just this one, I think, was maybe a little different and specific, but point taken. I understand the whole date thing.
No, and I want to be clear, it's not a matter, because we did delegate it, and I felt very comfortable delegating it to Commissioner Cabrera. I'm talking about the information that we receive as to the process. That's what I'm referring to.
Thank you. Commissioner Cabrera, I do want to thank you for your efforts. This is important for many, many, many reasons, for my constituency and those that live out west, specifically for the Parkway extension that has been on hold for way too long. I think that's really important for this to move forward. So thank you for your efforts. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Show the MDX GMX item put to rest, I think. All right, Commissioner Regalado, you're recognized.
Yeah, just as a question to Commissioner Cabrera, I don't know if you spoke to them, now that we can speak about it, about a timeline for the land swaps. Like, do we have any idea? Because I just don't want to be having this conversation. You're going to go to Panama. Yeah, so I don't want to call you a year from now and ask you about the land swaps.
So we did have the conversation, and as soon as we pass this now, everything will start moving forward, is my understanding.
But it like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months?
They'll be bringing it up. They'll be bringing it up at their next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Cabrera. All right, Senator Garcia, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and if you all can indulge me for a minute, this last week, 2 weeks ago, we've been hearing a lot about the TPS issue, the temporary protective status for different ethnic groups in our community, in particular the Haitians, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, and Hondurans, and also Salvadorians, not missing anyone else. And we recognize that I, for one, understand what we're trying to do with the immigration issue and trying to make sure that we go after the illegal element and those that have been in contact with the law. And I don't disagree with deporting those illegal elements from our communities and those criminals, but I do think that we have to take some caution when we talk about TPS and those legally residing resident immigrants here in our community, and particularly the Venezuelan community who has benefited 2 times from the TPS approvals, and so have our Haitian brothers and sisters, especially after the devastating earthquake that devastated the island, especially now with the uncertainty that exists in Haiti with the political issues that they're facing. So, Mr. Chairman, I do have a motion to urge the federal government, if the county attorney's office can read the motion for us, to make sure that they do reconsider the issue of TPS and making sure that it is law-abiding citizens, and until conditions remain, if conditions don't remain the same, so they can make sure that TPS is reinstated.
Second.
All right, we have the attorney can read the.
Let the motion be read.
All right.